It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show, brought to you by Kia.
Thanks for joining us for the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. The clock is running out on the regular season. The fans are filling the seats out in Boston, the site of our broadcast, and where the Celtics will be going up against the Washington Wizards. And guys, for the Wizards, win this game and they leave with the 7th best record in the NBA. A little added motivation for them, if they need it. One of the fun players to watch tonight, Isaiah Thomas. When you consider his size, is there anybody in the league who gets as much out of, having a little frame?
Yeah, because you Earthlings are small individuals. He's the kind of player that kids aspire to be because of what he can do with his 5'9" frame.
You're not from
Absolutely deadly at the end of games as well as the clutch.
Yeah, he said we're Earthlings.
I'm not from
What
Earth.
are you?
I'm from a different planet.
What planet might that be?
A planet called Bigger Than a Mug.
I've read about that, as a matter of fact.
Actually, there's a couple of bigger than the mugs people that's from that planet. In the NBA. But I'll tell you, I like Isaiah Thomas because he plays without fear. He attacks the rim like he's 6'9", not 5'9". Doesn't care who's in there. Very aggressive. And he's from another planet. Yeah. Littler than a mug.
Yeah. You know why I like to use this cup when I'm doing this show with you guys?
Why?
Because it's bigger than a mug.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
The tall buildings of downtown Boston lighting up the nighttime sky. The Wizards are looking to defeat their Eastern Conference rival going into this game. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night, it's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will join us from the sidelines. Thrilled to be back in Boston. The Celtics ready for that home court advantage. They're one of the top flight teams in the league with the second best record in the Eastern Conference.
And they've had some problems against these guys this season. Just 1 and 2 against them. So it would be a big boost for their confidence to get the win and even the series tonight.
Yeah, they simply lost focus in the 2 losses. They left some plays on the table. I think if they can fix that, they'll have a good chance.
Doris, we have some kind of matchup in the backcourt tonight. Being a former point guard in the Big East, I know this is what you really love to watch.
You know what amazes me, Kevin, is when you're looking opposite a player at your position who is at the elite level, you're always looking, can I measure up? This is a guy everybody in the press is talking about. The analysts are raving about his skills. How do I measure up looking at the guy directly opposite? This is going to be a lot of fun.
How do you not get diverted by him knowing that you've got the entire game to manage?
You're right. That's a great point. It can't be about one-on-one. I need to beat him. If he scores, I need to go score. Everything that you do in an individual matchup has got to be framed within the context of the team.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. So on the floor for Washington, Wall and Beal, the incredible backcourt tandem. Porter and Morris, the duo at forward, and it's Gortat in at the 5 spot. There are a lot of great things that Gortat does on the floor, Doris, but you feel that he doesn't sometimes get enough credit for his rebound.
Well, I think you'd probably concur with that, Kevin, because year after year, Gortat is near the top of the league in rebounding. This guy's one of the best at tipping the ball to himself to secure the rebound. And not only does he get a lot, Kevin, but he does it in limited amounts of time. There are a lot of guys getting a lot more minutes at that position.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
Well, great lineage for Gortat. His father was an Olympic boxer. His mother played volleyball on the Polish national team.
Now here's Horford. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating his teammates.
On defense, Boston coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, they were able to keep it close for the most part, but you could just tell they were not in sync as a unit.
You knew they weren't playing well. They tried to make some adjustments. Those got countered. This just wasn't their night.
Well, you just have to love the motor of Gortat. Always is moving to open space doors, keeping the defense on their toes. And when the ball goes up, you know he's going to be crashing.
Well, I think, Kevin, you would agree that very few other big men move as much as Gortat. He's got great timing on when to dive in for a rebound, and his movement creates so much chaos for opponents. And I think it also opens up opportunities for the guys around him.
The Celtics making a switch here. Olynyk's checked in. That one is no good.
Yeah, look, you'd like to take the lead on that possession, but at least he was able to tie the game up.
Crowder with it. Now guarded by Gortat. Olynyk can't hit. For the Washington Wizards, they come in off the loss to the Hornets in Charlotte.
And I don't care how much you grind it out defensively. When you shoot it that poorly, you're going to struggle to win games.
If you don't space the floor, you don't set good picks, bad things happen to your shooting percentage.
5 to shoot. Porter dishes to Morris. Baseline try. Doesn't go for him. And it's Boston the other way. Outside Thomas. Olynyk. Second chance shot. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
There's so much discussion, right, that the Wizards would try to attract Kevin Durant, a Baltimore native, back to his home franchise. In the end, I don't think missing the playoffs lends itself to the best recruiting pitch.
And that one falls for Olynyk. And with no Kevin Durant. Now, Doris, what's plan B for the Wizards?
Well, I think they have to find a way to be better than the sum of their parts, Kevin. There's no magic cure. They've just got to get better and, most importantly, find a way to stay healthy.
And so Olynyk nails both of them. Boston on D. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Brad Stevens. He said the key to this game is how much they can limit the quality looks inside. He said when you're playing a team like this, you don't stand a chance if you give them easy shots down low. We'll see who wins that battle, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David.
Well, the spot-up opportunity, right? A nice confidence booster for John Wall.
Outside Bradley. Kicks it to Thomas. Clock at 6. Lets it go. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
You know, simply not finding a flow. Just 1 for 5 to start this game.
Morris kicks to Gortat. Thomas against Wall. Pass to Beal. A 3-ball. It's hauled in by Thomas.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
He gets that one. Now here's Beal. His last outing, he had 18 points. Dishes it to Wall. A second chance effort. Gortat misses. The Celtics have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Wall against Thomas. Screen by Olynyk. Launches a 3. And Isaiah Thomas with the 3. Thomas got 5 now.
Yeah, perfect release that time. I mean, I thought it might get blocked, but no.
You know, that is a tough matchup for him. The size difference is drastic, but he was able to get enough air under it to get the 3 to fall. Woo, you talk about threading the eye of the needle. He has an uncanny feel for this game.
The Celtics with the lead. Screen by Olynyk. Off the screen. And another basket for Boston. Washington has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Beal gets a wide open look. Drills it from outside. Beal's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Celtics have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Thomas against Wall. Thomas passes to Johnson. And here's Bradley from 3. Washington with the rebound. Last time they met was in Washington.
Yeah, a dominant win for them their last time in this matchup. And what jumps off the stat page was their advantage on the boards.
I think the goal always is to control the glass if you can. It ends up giving you extra possessions that typically lead to extra points.
Now here's Thomas after Gortat's miss. Outside Thomas. That shot is off. Wall with some nice defense. To the inside, Morris. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, just watch Markieff Morris play, and you can see why he's such a threat in the front court. He's got the size and speed to guard either the 3 or the 4, and that gives you options as a coach defensively. Very smooth, easy jump shot. This is a really talented big.
And Morris isn't shy about letting it fly from deep. Not the most consistent shooter from range, but of course he'll make you pay if you leave him alone, and he'll certainly keep you honest defensively.
Well, I think, Kevin, when Morris plays and moves, it just looks like he is a shooting guard with the fluidity of motion. You almost forget that he's a legit 6'10" because of the ease he has putting the ball on the deck to create a shot. There are not a lot of players his size as comfortable doing the moves he does to get open and find looks.
Now here's Bradley. He's coming off a 13-point game against Philadelphia. He dishes it to Olynyk. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on Marcin Gortat. The Celtics shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. No good on that one. Both these teams have something to play for, Doris.
Well, there's not a question about it. There's playoff seeding at stake. Each of these teams is plenty motivated for this game.
Smith checked in for Washington. And he's good on the second. The Wizards have gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Outside, Wall. From deep. And another miss by Washington. Boston's gone just 1 of 4 from 3-point range here in the first. Boston again missing. Washington's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That's foul number 2 for him. Smart's checked in for the Celtics. So timeout called here, the first for Washington. And one reason why Otto Porter saw a huge increase in his role is that, Doris, he was able to develop a 3-point shot that had teams, giving him a lot of respect, and then they had to adjust to. He was always strong going to the rim, but now defenses had to follow him out to that 3-point line.
Well, as you know, Kevin, having a consistent 3 is such a big deal now for perimeter players. Porter at 6'8" has a smooth release and no problem shooting over the arms of smaller defenders who might rotate to him. And he's developed a nice little pull-up shot. If teams ever overextend, he can just step back and knock down a 2.
Brown is checked in for Amir Johnson. And a look at the block shot number over the last few seasons for Gortat.
The blocks just aren't coming for him nearly as much as they were a few years ago. I think he's lost a little something in terms of that intimidation factor and that ability to change a game with his interior defense, and that's too bad.
Porter with it. Picked up by Brown. And that one's good by Porter.
Well, that's just a nice decision by Wall. Found him wide open.
Wall against Thomas. And the pass to Smart. Boston again missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Now Wall. He's coming off a 19-point game against Charlotte.
And his passing was simply amazing. A lot of fun to watch.
And it's blocked by Brown. Smart kick still in it. Brown dishes to Crowder. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And Jay Crowder really kind of stuck as a role player in Dallas. Sent the Celtics in the Rondo trade, and boy, has he been a culture setter for Boston. The consummate pro, one of the most competitive players in our league, and he's become a difference maker on both ends. I think he's improved tremendously in the past season. Credit him and Coach Brad Stevens.
And one of the things that stands out about Jay Crowder is that at 6'6", 235, very physically strong.
Yeah, he plays bigger than his height. Not shy about throwing his weight around. And one of the league leaders in steals per game. He can cover on the wing and body you up on the block. And the Celtics, really since the departure of the big three and Rajon Rondo, doing an amazing job of stockpiling assets and draft picks all along while still being competitive. So you had to know, though, that front office wouldn't hesitate to make a big move. This is an organization that seeks to compete for championships and nothing else. And another lead change here. How many of these are we going to have tonight?
Boy, just impossible for either team to gain the upper hand. Momentum swinging back and forth on every possession.
Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
The Celtics shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
Jerebko's checked in for Boston. Terry Rozier comes in for Thomas. That free throw good from Brown. And the Celtics last season in a quote-unquote rebuild mode. And yet, Greg, they were among the best teams in the NBA, certainly the East. Did they need to make any trades?
You know, they basically had to start combining assets. They were already one of the deepest teams in the league. They had 3 first-round picks in that 16 draft, 3 second-rounders. At some point, you have to make a quantity for quality trade because you only get 15 spots.
Boston's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Here's Jerebko. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Jerebko's got his first basket of the night.
You know, very effective possession. You won't miss too many shots from that close range.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Smith. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Smith's got it all tied up now for the Wizards. Picked him clean. Inside. Oubre, good.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Here's Rozier. 14 points from him the last game against Philadelphia.
The other thing I thought was big, guys, was the incredible night he had on the glass. No one wanted any part of him down there.
Wizards have gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Screen by Smith. Here's Satoransky, guarded by Smart. It's deflected.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Pandora's defense is something that can define how good a team is. What are the aspects of a lockdown defender in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it starts with mindset, Kevin. I think certainly you have to be committed to the scout that your head coach has given you. There has to be a certain amount of physical attributes. Yeah, we associate long, rangy, quick-footed, quick-minded, really sharp-thinking guys with it. And obviously, you got to be able to contain the ball. Can you contain and can you contest? Sometimes, to me, it's all about the effort. are you working hard enough?
You took the word right out of my mouth. It seems like effort. When coaches talk about defense, effort is always close behind.
Yeah, and the other thing is, okay, so you, as you know in the NBA, these players are so good that your effort can be top shelf. You can be giving it all out, putting everything on the line. You also have to have a short memory in the NBA, because guys like Kevin Durant, they can put 30 on you. You can be guarding, contesting, doing everything you want, and they're going to score.
Is effort a skill? Is hustle a skill?
I believe it is. I believe both of those things are things that organizations should value when they're evaluating guys. What are my work habits? You know how important that is.
Here's Brown after the made shot from Kelly Oubre. Brown kicks to Jerebko. Stolen away. Smith the pass to Burke. Back to Smith. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. The Wizards shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
No good on the free throw.
And the missed free throws starting to be an issue.
And he sinks the second. Boston trailing. Here's Rozier. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. There's the pick. The dish now to Smart. And here is Olynyk. Here's Jerebko. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Jerebko's got his second basket of the night. And there's 1:45 left in the first quarter of the game. Bogdanovich dishes to Oubre. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Yeah, the extreme confidence on display by Oubre, knocking it down with the D in his grill.
Smart kicks to Olynyk. Jerebko the pass to Brown. Another shot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And a chance here to go to our rookie leaderboard and give a nod to the best long-range bombers of the past month. Third is Jaylen Brown.
You know, coming into the NBA, you knew he could stroke it from long range. And over the past month, he's shown us exactly that.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw good from Brown. And the Wizards looking to build a new practice facility south of the Verizon Center on the grounds of the former St. Elizabeth's Hospital. Doors expected to be completed in 2018.
And Kevin, this is a project that will include housing and retail space, a 5,000-seat arena for the women's basketball team. Nice to see some development in a neighborhood, Ward 8, that could use the extra tax dollars.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Here's Rozier. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Smart dishes to Jerebko. Olynyk with it. Now Smith defending. Passes it to Brown. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the inside. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Smith kicks to Burke. Screen by Smith. Burke the pass to Oubre. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That's on Jaylen Brown. And Kelly Oubre, the Kansas Jayhawk product, still a very raw player, but the team, Doris, has high hopes for him, and he'll show flashes of what he's capable of doing when he's on the floor.
Well, I think, Kevin, with Oubre, what you like is how well he can finish at the rim. He has got great lift, gets off the ground quickly, which is a huge help to being able to finish inside. And you like the manner in which he aggressively attacks the rim. He plays with so little hesitation.
He hits the second from the line.
Yeah, you just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
27 seconds left to play in the first. Brown wide open. He fires. Good, and Smart gets the assist. 8 points for Jaylen Brown.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Burke with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. One second left, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. It's the Celtics up 1. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And Celtics head coach Brad Stevens lured away from a very successful tenure with the Butler Bulldogs. He talked about the challenge of making that decision.
The only hard part of that decision is leaving a place that you really loved for 13 years. I couldn't have left without knowing that it was a place that we were going to stay together and really commit to a process together. And I was sold on that, and I continue to be sold on it.
I wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks boxed in his stockpile.
I know he's feeling real good about his decision. He's one of the bright coaching stars in our league.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
This is almost like a volleyball game when you watch just how many shots they blocked or altered.
Boy, rim protection, it's one of those buzzwords, and for good reason. If you can't intimidate inside, you lose the respect of your opponents.
Taking a look at the Wizards. Porter and Morris, the duo at forward. Wall and Beal, the incredible backcourt tandem. And it's Gortat in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Thomas. 5 on the clock. Bradley dishes to Johnson. Here's Horford. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Horford's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Celtics. Outside, Wall. He kicks to Beal. Inside, Morris. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Morris has got 7 points.
Well, the thing about Markieff Morris, he does a terrific job converting inside.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, one thing you've heard over the years about Amir Johnson is that his box score stats may not wow you, but they belie his impact on the court. Coach Brad Stevens said he just knows how to play both ends. He makes easy plays with the ball, and then on the defensive end, he makes everyone better. Indeed, a two-way impact player, Kevin.
He's a plus-minus standout, D.A. Thank you.
Now, we all know John Wall has been the subject of media scrutiny during his tenure in D.C., and so much expected out of him that when the team comes up short, obviously the blame falls on him. He is the leader, but sometimes it feels as if he's the only player to get blamed.
To the middle. And there's Horford. That's good on the assist by Thomas. Horford's got it all tied up now for the Celtics.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Wall against Thomas. And Wall kicks to Beal. Clock at 6. With a step back, and the Wizards getting another bucket right there. Well, with Wall in the media, Wall himself said that he'll make sure to read every critical piece about him. The thinking is, Dorsey can't just read articles when you're playing well. He'll use any criticism as motivation.
And isn't that, Kevin, exactly what the great players do? They find motivation wherever they can. And I think you have to give credit to John Wall for not shying away from criticism, right? What makes you get better other than when people are challenging you?
And here's Wall after the three-pointer from Jay Crowder. Morris with a screen on Bradley. Here's Beal. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Beal's got 7 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
3-on-3. He feeds it to Morris. Johnson with the defensive effort.
Surprised he didn't finish that, guys. Boy, that's one he completes all the time.
And the wide open shot from Crowder. Offline with his 3. The Wizards with the lead. Porter passes to Wall. Outside, Beal. Nice ball movement by Washington. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Doris, of course, you played point guard. You know all about that position. You know all about the game. We're seeing a renaissance, in fact, at that point guard position right now in the NBA. But just for the moment, if you will, talk about the mentality of playing point guard.
Well, I think the most important aspect of this is you are the caretaker of your team, and caretaker implies many things. First and foremost, you've got to be intimately familiar with every position on the floor. You've got to understand your job and then the jobs of everybody else. And then, as importantly, it's your responsibility to make everybody feel good. So if your power forward hasn't touched the ball in 6 or 7 trips and he's a main scorer, you find that. The position forces you to take a broad perspective of the game.
Now here's Thomas. He's got 7. Pulls it from the elbow. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. He's got 9.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, because of the size difference, that's probably not the one-on-one matchup they'd like to go to very often, but it worked that time.
Beal can't get it to go.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
How about the closeout? Gave no room to operate. Great effort.
Now, here's Thomas. It's Bradley on the wing. Beal with the steal. And here's the fast break. Beal leading the way. Beal with another miss. For Boston, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Porter kicks to Beal. Pulls it from 20. But they get it back. And it's off the back rim. No good. Boston's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Boston again missing. Wizards have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Here's Wall. The good-looking shot from the wing. Wall's got the lead up to 4 now for the Wizards.
Well, Wall works hard to get shots from right there. Uses his quick feet really well.
Horford dishes to Johnson. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
The first one falls. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And Washington has possession. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. There's a screen by Gortat. Beal from long range. He doesn't hit that one. Bradley with some nice D. Thomas kicks to Horford. Down low. No good. That would have tied it. For Washington, they've gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. Wall. Excellent D from Thomas.
He needs to complete that opportunity. Really shocking he botched that one.
Horford against Beal. Lets it go from 11. Great D that time from Beal. Washington's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Wall passes to Morris. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Boy, when you see Markieff Morris, you can't help but think about what went down in Phoenix with him. There certainly was some fighting going on between him and other teammates. He demanded a trade several times, eventually just taken out of the rotation, even though his skill was good enough to be on the floor.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1.
He's been doing really nice work at the line. 83%.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. With Morris and his Phoenix exit, eventually, Doris, he was traded to the Wizards, and that was a move that was probably best for everyone involved.
Right, Kevin. It made you wonder why they didn't do it sooner. Things started to go south in Phoenix when Markieff felt betrayed by the organization for trading his brother away. And luckily, all that's in the past, and Markieff can focus on just playing basketball. You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
And again, Washington, no good.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, he took a solid angle, didn't block the attempt, but still forced the miss.
Now here's Thomas. 9 points in the game so far. Pick by Horford. Off the pick. Not enough on that one as it misses. The Wizards shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. And a wide open look for Porter. Misses the 3. Boston trail. Outside Bradley. Pass to Johnson. Crowder kicks to Horford. Gortat with the steal. Morris dishes to Beal. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Beal's got 6 in the quarter.
Building on a solid first quarter performance, he's now taken his offense up several notches.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. Doris, we asked fans to write in questions for you. We've had thousands, literally thousands of letters, emails coming in. The fans want you to answer questions. So here's one I just picked out of the fishbowl here. This is from Joe in Portland. What are your hobbies outside of basketball?
Yeah, I think this might surprise people, but I love to cook, Kevin. Not that I'm going to spend 3 hours in the kitchen, but having been the mother of 2 children, I love to cook. My daughter loves to cook with me. The other thing is I live at the ocean, so you can find me on the water.
I want to be one of your kids. My gosh.
It's not a bad life.
Now, I picture you as like with a towel draped over your shoulder and coaching, thinking it through, but enjoying the cooking process.
Oh, there's no question. I'll tell you what, if I make a good dish, just like John Thompson, the towel's over the shoulder, but if I have thrown it down, that towel goes in the air.
You can cook.
No question.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Jerebko's checked in for Johnson. Brown comes in for Crowder. Smart's checked in for Avery Bradley. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Thomas. Now here's Smart. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. There's the pick. Now Burke. The feed now to Bogdanovich. Shot clock at 5. Great look, but off the mark. Celtics trail by 3. Brown kicks to Rozier. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Washington's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Burke, the pass to Smith, to the paint. Here's Bogdanovich. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. And it's interesting, Bogdanovic came over from Croatia a couple years back. He's shown flashes, Greg, of talent, especially offensively, but he's still putting it all together.
Yeah, I think consistency is the key for him. Sometimes he's aggressive, other times he just disappears. Does have good size and strength for a wing, can hit from the outside, also finishes well around the basket. I like to see him create more for his teammates.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Well, he's just got terrific touch of the line. We've seen that over and over again.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Jerebko can't get it to go.
Just have to shake that miss off. He knows he can make it.
Here's Satoransky, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. And the Wizards lead by 7. There's Smart. 8 points his last outing. Horford sets a screen for Brown. Shoots a 3. And Smart with the basket on the assist by Brown. Smart's got himself on the board with 3 there. Burke kicks to Oubre. Feeds it to Bogdanovic. And here's Oubre. He has 7. Satoransky, the pass to Burke. Smith kicks to Satoransky. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Smart wide open. He fires. And again, Boston with the triple.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Here's Satoransky. Kicks it to Bogdanovic. Pass to Burke from outside the arc. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And how about that for a response?
Didn't take him any time to get those 3 points back. That's the shot they wanted.
Now here's Smart. He has 6 for the 3. Rebound, Washington. Smith's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And Satoransky kicks to Burke. Here's Smith. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Smith's got 5 now. Celtics trail by 6. Smart with the ball. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
Free throw dropped for Al Horford.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
He doesn't get the second one. Wizards leading by 5. Oubre dishes to Burke. We've got 1:55 left to play in the first half. Screen by Smith. Back to Burke. 3-pointer. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Here's Rozier. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Horford. It doesn't go for him. Smith with the defensive effort. Washington's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. We've got 1:18 left to play in the first half. 6 on the shot clock. The Wizards need to get a shot off here with the shot. And he overshot that one, missing. Celtics trail by 8. Jerebko, the pass to Smart. The Celtics working the ball around now. Jerebko kicks to Brown. There's a good screen. Now here's Smart. He's guarded closely. For the three. Unable to get that one. Now Washington takes it the other way. Here's Satoransky, guarded by Smart.
Boy, now you have to think about pulling him. 3 fouls already in this half. A fourth would be inexcusable.
And the first one at the line is good. Celtics making a switch here. Olynyk checked in. Good on both. 32 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively. For sure.
Brown with it. Now defended by Oubre. 13 feet away. And it's Brown missing.
He should have made that, guys. The defense was okay, but he had no excuse not to finish.
Now here's Burke. He has 6. Screen by Smith with 1 on the clock. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. And the first half is now in the books. Wizards lead by 12. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Bradley, a strong first half for you and the team. It looked like you guys really were ready to play. Was that something Coach emphasized?
Yeah, most definitely. We wanted to hit them first. We weren't going to check any temperatures, as he said, so we were not going to just let guys do what they want to do. We're going to come out and be the aggressor, and we did that.
Obviously have to maintain that in the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny Smith, right there. And Shaquille O'Neal, he's right there. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter was all theirs. Major uptick in offensive and defensive intensity as they did their jobs with precision, now sitting on a comfortable 12-point lead at the half. And taking a look at the Wizards, Shaq, what'd you think?
They did an awesome-orific job. That's right, Ernie. Awesome-orific. That's awesome and terrific together. Anyway, they did an awesome-orific job of limiting turnovers. They were almost mistake-free. It puts you in the right frame of mind when you can play like that. And as long as they keep protecting the ball in the next 2 quarters, they will protect the lead.
Kenny, how'd you think the Celtics were playing?
Well, it's almost impossible to catch up if you keep fouling. They need to be the team getting to the foul line at a higher rate in the second half. That means driving to the basket, hitting the cutters, slicing to the basket. Anything going to the basket is your friend.
And that about wraps it up, as the second half is just moments away. Now down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew, and we will see you after the game, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Welcome back to Boston, the buildings of the financial district visible in all their glory. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. It's been quite a game for Bradley Beal.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
You know, amazing, because they're always a focal point for the defense and always looking for ways to take them out of the game, and that didn't happen in this first half.
Wizards leading by 12. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Johnson is out there with Horford, and it's Crowder in at the 3. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half. Now here's Wall. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. 6 to shoot, and that one is off. Great D that time from Thomas. Bradley dishes to Thomas. Horford sets a screen for Thomas. Rebound, Washington. Gortat's got 4 rebounds in this game. It's Wall with the...
Stop it!
Sublime stuff. Guys, absolutely sublime.
Agreed. He's going to start putting on a show now. And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Now here's Thomas. Fires from deep. Crowder, the pass to Thomas. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Here's Horford. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. A post-All-Star break look now at how the breakdown between three-pointers and other shots have been for the Celtics.
And clearly they haven't been shy about launching it from long range. That's the way the league has been going, and they are certainly embracing that trend.
The first free throw is good. So Horford gets 2. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Outside, Beal. That 3 off the mark.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Well, for Bradley Beal, he's just an incredible three-point shooter, and Doris always has been since he came into the league out of Florida after growing up in the St. Louis area.
Well, think about this, Kevin. Beal has never averaged less than 4 3-point attempts a game in his career. This is one of the most consistent three-point threats in the NBA, and his shot is effortless. With how well this guy shoots, you almost wish he could shoot more often and see how far he can take his game.
It's Porter outside, gets it to go from beyond the arc. Porter's got 8 points.
You can see Porter's confidence building steadily. The catch-and-shoot jumper becoming a real weapon.
Thomas a screen. Horford with a screen on Wall. Horford sets a screen for Bradley. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Bradley's got his second basket. Outside, Beal. Dishes the Wall to the inside and stolen by Horford. Wall against Thomas. And there's the pass to Johnson. He dishes it to Bradley. Johnson the screen, passes it to Thomas. Shot clock at 5. Puts up a 3. That one doesn't go. Nice D from Wall.
I'll tell you, they're fighting the good fight, but he's not helping a difficult situation by missing this way.
Down low, here's Gortat. Outside for Beal. A three-pointer, no good.
He's been off and on tonight, and that one didn't fall for him, but they still hold the advantage in this one.
Outside Thomas. There's the dish to Crowder. Here's Horford. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5. And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Timeout.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
and checking out some numbers for Crowder. This last month, he has been a real positive for this team. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's been a rock in the middle for them over that stretch of games. Dominating the glass is his trademark.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Horford in the post, Gortat covering, and he gets the bucket. 11 points for Horford.
I love how he used his height advantage on that shot.
The big guy showing off his range on that jumper.
And Beal kicks to Wall. He feeds it to Gortat. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot,
Basket's
so he
good.
will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
Shooting one.
This is his third trip to the free throw line in the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And last season, John Wall said he felt that he is a top 3 point guard in the NBA. While he certainly is up there, that is a pretty bold statement to make. So that being said, Doris, where do you feel he falls?
Well, you know, this is an interesting time in the NBA. Some call it the golden age of point guards, and most will agree he is a top 6 or 7 point guard and has some areas he can improve on. And with how his career arc is trending, I would say he's very close to being a top 3 point guard in the league, just not quite there yet.
Morris, no good on the free throw.
What a story for Markieff Morris, taken exactly 1 pick before his twin brother Marcus back in 2011.
Washington leading now by 18. Right side, Wall. Outside, Beal. He kicks it to Gortat. Nice ball movement by Washington. Wall, no luck. For Boston, they've gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Johnson sets the screen for Bradley. Thomas against Wall. Gortat with the steal. The shot from 20 feet away. And Wall gets it to go in on the assist by Morris. That's 12 points for Wall.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Johnson with a screen on Porter. Pass to Bradley to end the run. Sinks the triple. Bradley's got 7 points.
He took what the defense was giving him that time. There was nobody on him on the 3-point shot. Boy, don't give him a lights out.
Wall dishes to Gortat. And it's Bradley with the rebound. Celtics trail by 17. Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Thomas against Wall. Thomas passes to Crowder. Offensive rebound. Here's Horford. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. That's on Marcin Gortat. And that one falls for Horford. So Horford gets 2.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Wizards leading by 15. Outside, Beal. There's the feed to Wall. And it comes off the front of the rim.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
He knows it. He just got locked into scoring mode and couldn't get out of it.
Now here's Crowder. He's got 5. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's tipped. Beal with the steal. Feeds to Porter. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Porter's got 10 points.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Start it.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Amir Johnson. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Bradley. And a switcher also for Washington. Bogdanovich is checked in. There's the screen. Thomas kicks to Olynyk. That's good, and it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Outside, Wall. Morris with the screen for Wall. Morris outside. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Morris has got 4 points in the quarter. Now Thomas. 9 points in the game so far. Picked by Horford. Thomas goes in. Gortat with the defensive effort.
He can be a dominant, intimidating threat, but the defense stood tall.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Morris. That one off the back iron and out. Celtics trail by 17. Pass to Crowder. And here's Smart. He's got 6. Kicks it to Thomas. Down low. Shot clock at 6. Morris with the ball. To the paint. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Boy, he's been dead-eyed tonight, and the whole team has prospered from that.
Urevko's checked in for Boston. Brown comes in for Crowder. The Wizards also changing it up. Oubre's checked in for Gortat. Satoransky comes in for Beal. And it's Burke in for John Wall. Here's Thomas. His offensive numbers jump right off the screen at you. He's averaging over 29 points a game. Inside. And there's Brown. That's good on the assist from Thomas. Thomas got his 8th assist in the game.
And Brown is just a physical beast, especially inside where he gets whatever he wants.
Now here's Burke. He's got 6. Dishes to Morris. Shot from 12. Doesn't go that time. Now Boston takes it the other way. Smart kicks to Thomas. Screen by Olynyk. Thomas dishes to Olynyk. And it's off from three-point range. Wizards leading by 18. Now here's Burke. He averages about 5 points a game. Oubre passes to Bogdanovich. And Satoransky kicks to Morris. Oubre sets the screen for Burke. And again, Washington no good. Boston's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Launches it. It doesn't go for him.
The defense fortunate that he didn't burn them there. You'd have to think he wouldn't miss that again.
Outside Thomas. Looking to end his cold spell, and he lays it up and in. Thomas got 11 points.
I mean, if the defender is going to play off like that, then you know what's going to happen. There are going to be points put on the board.
Morris passes to Satoransky. The teardrop falls in. Satoransky's got his third basket of the night right there.
How's that for a delicate touch? Perfect release on the floater.
They set the pick. Brown right side. There's the pass to Jerebko. Outside Thomas. Thomas with another miss.
You know, they're trying to battle back, but he's missing shots this period.
The call will go against Jerebko. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the Celtics. Crowder, he's checked in for Jerebko. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Thomas. Gortat's checked in for Washington. Morris a screen. Here's Oubre. The shot from the low post is good. 9 points in the game so far.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Not the strongest play defensively, though. I mean, he was taken out by that screen far too easily.
Here's Rozier. Looking for his first basket still in this one. To the inside. And the basket by Olynyk.
Boy, did an excellent job to hit the moving target with the lead pass. That was simply perfectly placed.
Morris a screen. Oubre kicks to Morris. No good on that one. Good work defensively by Crowder. Celtics trail by 18. Passes it to Rozier. There's the three. Offensive rebound. Olynyk lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
Boy, terrific reaction to that missed shot. Reads right where it comes off the glass for the putback.
43 seconds left in the third. Here's Burke. And the foul called on Markieff Morris. And that'll be his third foul so far. Some changes for Boston. Horford comes in for Olynyk. And it's Avery Bradley in for Terry Rozier. And for the Celtics, they're shooting around 40% in the third. Maybe settling for some less than ideal looks out there. To the middle, and stolen by Burke. They get the rebound. Here's Smart, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. This is his first chance at the line tonight. The first free throw is good. So he makes one of two as the second one misses. Wizards leading by 17. To the inside, Gortat, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Gortat's got 7 points for the quarter.
Well, make no mistake, this guy a high percentage finisher inside. Gortat can finish with either power or finesse.
Bradley dishes to Smart. Fires for three. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Wizards up 19. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. While Coach Brad Stevens talking to his team.
Piece by piece, chip away. See if you can't, next time we get together, have it down a few.
Brad Stevens reminding his guys you still have time to get where you want to be. Just take it one possession at a time.
Well, he wants them to relax. I mean, there are going to be ups and downs
over the course of a game. Just breathe and play.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. So the Wizards 5 right now. The always dangerous Wall and Beal are the backcourt. Porter is out there with Bogdanovich, and it's Gortat in at the center position. 5 to shoot. Smart passes to Johnson. Bradley, no one around him. Porter pulls it in. Porter's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. He dishes it to Beal. He feeds it to Gortat. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
You know, Gortat only averages about 2 free throws a game for his career. And for a guy who plays as physically as he does, that's pretty surprising.
And the first one drops. One of the topics, Doris, that's come up recently relates to the NBA scheduling, with all the talk of trying to delete these back-to-back games. Players don't want it. Their performance isn't good. A lot of them will sit and rest, which is kind of cheating the fan that pays a lot of money to go see a big star play, and then he's not going to play because it's the 3rd and 4 nights.
Correct. And you and I have talked about this. You can shorten the exhibition season, Kevin. Go from 10 to 12 to down to 3 to 4. I think that the teams will benefit from that. You can start the season just a little bit earlier. It's so crucial that the NBA product be as good as it should be, and the way to do that is to make sure 4 and 5 and back-to-backs are reduced to the greatest measure possible.
You don't run a championship horse day after day, night after night.
I'm not cracking the whip on you or anybody else.
But you play every other day? That is a horse you can ride. So it's the Wizards now, following the 3-point attempt by Avery Bradley.
That was an extremely weak screen. I mean, he clearly didn't want to sacrifice his body right there.
Back to Smart. Horford kicks to Smart. Kept alive.
Excellent box out there, keeping himself between the man and the basket.
And that one is good. 14 points for John Wall.
Well, the basketball IQ on display for Otto Porter makes the right read there.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Horford, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
And really trying to work the ball inside here and starting to get results. A lot of that offense coming in the paint here in the second half.
Doris, offense up around the NBA in the last couple of years. Do you feel that this is a good thing for the league?
I love it. I think the fans love it. You and I love it. The pace is faster. The shooting is better. The excitement level is through the roof. This NBA, what do they say? It's fantastic.
It is, but defense wins championships. Are you still sticking with that as a mantra?
No question.
Yeah.
Championships have
right.
been defined on the defensive end.
In the corner, Smart with it. To the middle. That's good from Johnson on the assist from Smart. Smart's got 3 assists in the game. Right side, Wall. Gortat misses.
You know, tried to do it there instead of look for his teammates, and I think he'll pass the next time.
The 3 from Bradley. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Now here's Wall, guarded by Smart. Outside, Beal. Shot from the wing. Rebound, Boston.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
No, and it looked like he got a bit ahead of himself and just couldn't pull back.
And at this point in his career, Marcus Smart, more of a defensive specialist, you know, offensively an improving shooter and an improving decision maker as well, but his defense is where he hangs his hat. And I do think, though, you're starting to see a gradual improvement in terms of his ability to make open shots.
No good on that one. And talking about the defensive prowess of Marcus Smart, there's no question, Greg, at 6'4", 220, he's got almost a football-like build, and I know you like football.
Yeah, if football was his first love, played strong safety and wide receiver, and plays a little bit of that in the NBA as it is. He brings that physicality and fire to the hardwood. It can be an intimidating presence on the defensive side of the floor.
The definition of a gamer, Marcus Smart, a real blue-collar player, Greg.
It really fits in well with how the Celtics want to play. They want those fire breathers on the floor. His anger got the best of him at times in the past, and that altercation he had with an opposing fan back in college might have given some teams pause. The Celtics want guys who care, and he definitely does.
Time call here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Start it.
Thomas checked in for the Celtics. Beal with the steal. To the inside. And that one is hammered home.
Listen, this guy's got the green light at any time, but Beal with the nice look to set up the open shot.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Boston, no good that time either.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
They get it again. Gortat, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
After taking some time to find his rhythm, he's been unstoppable since the break.
And as a point guard, you ran a lot of pick and rolls. Its screen roll play is the very basis of offensive basketball. Just how much nuance do you think is involved? And I know, but I want to hear you, a successful pick and roll and pick and pop game.
Okay, so this just to give you some context on how involved the pick and roll is. Jeff Van Gundy has 300 pages of how on both sides of the ball you effectively run the pick and roll.
You have got to be kidding.
300 pages in his coaching book on how to deal with the pick and roll.
And how about pick and roll defense?
Oh, I mean,
about the same equal number of pages,
and
right?
I'll tell you this, this is why the Chris Pauls of the world are so highly valued, because it doesn't matter what scheme you throw at Chris. He comes off that pick and his eyes are up and he's surveying, and in the most split-second fashion, running through a series of reads and making the right decision every time.
So here's the most basic play in basketball, yet if you go a layer deeper, it's maybe the most complex play in basketball. How to play it, how to defend it.
I'll tell you, they say the best things in life are the simple things in life. Pick and roll is the NBA at its absolute definition.
Shot clock at 3. Wall, good.
Nice to be in control of the offense. Wall calls his own number and delivers.
Wall with the steal. Inside, here's Gortat. Yes! And the foul.
Basket's good.
Horford. And so he's picked up his final foul.
31.
And he will sit for the rest of this game. And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. That free throw good from Gortat. And a moment now to discuss injuries. Something, Doris, that all teams have to deal with, the most players as well from time to time. Let's get your take on what's the key to staying healthy.
Well, I think obviously most professional athletes realize that they have a limited window with which to make money with their body. And so if you are smart from the time you enter the league going all the way through your career, you're doing the right things. You're getting the proper rest. You're paying attention to nutrition. You're getting massages. You're going to the chiropractor. You're taking all kinds of both proactive and preventative steps to stay healthy. From a league perspective, this is obviously crucial because they know that the players are their most important commodity. And so you're starting to see individual teams and organizations track the movements of their players, both in practice and in games. That kind of data is critical because if you see somebody wearing down, if the data is in fact telling you, okay, Dwayne Wade has run far too much in the last week, let's dial back practice. Let's sit him one game. I think the key is just continue to use data and continue to use what we now know and what we will know in the future to try to protect guys.
So it's Washington now, following the three-pointer by Boston. Down low, Smith. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting.
And the first one at the line is good. Analytics certainly have jumped up in their usage around the NBA. Doris, how do you feel it's been used? Is it here to say? Where's it going?
You know, it's been such a fascinating discussion amongst players and coaches. Coaches, by and large, will tell you, yes, we like analytics, but I have to coach by feel. And I don't think you can overvalue or undervalue either one. You're never going to take a step back, Kevin. The metrics of it are too important. In terms of how we're able to track the movements of players. They haven't worked hard enough today. We can go hard again tomorrow. I think it's all important, but I think the best organizations are the ones who look at things in its totality.
It's taught me about the game. I mean, and the things that maybe I've never thought about
like
as a
what?
fan. Well, like, the success of jump shots between 10 and 16 feet. How many times the guy goes to his right as opposed to his left. What his favorite block is to set up in. How much he's been used in practice during the week. Where they're going to go defensively, where the weak spots are. Just different things to consider, which gives you a taste of what coaches and organizations go through during a game, during preparation, and getting ready for their opponent.
Yeah.
There's so much to consider, and you can be overloaded by analytics too.
You were sitting there describing that, and I thought these are all excellent points. At what point does it become overload? At what point are you able to filter out the necessary things? I imagine that's an art.
Now here's Green, following the miss by John Wall. Snatched away. In transition, here come the Wizards. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Green up on top. Pass to Rozier. Screen by Olynyk. Here's Rozier, covered by Wall. 5 on the clock, and here's Green outside. Green missing again. Here's Washington now. They're on an 18-5 run here. The shot's good from Smith.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
Yeah, flawless fast break. Didn't slow down until the ball hit the bottom of the bucket.
It's stolen by Mack. Count it from 12. Here's Rozier. And we've seen the role of instant replay grow in the NBA. And Doris, I mean, it's a great use. We've seen just a massive improvement, I think, in the accuracy of calls. Just how big an impact has this had, in your opinion, in end-of-game situations?
Well, I think the most important part of this is when you put replay into effect, it has got to be done in an efficient manner. And one thing we have seen with the central role that Secaucus, the NBA's replay center, has had is there's direct communication between the officials on the court and the personnel in the replay center. And because of that, it's a system that was solid in its debut, will get better and more refined, and I think it's been perfect because at the end of the day, the players and the coaches and every part of their organization wants the call to be made correctly, and I think by and large you've seen that.
For 3, Olynyk. Rebound by the Wizards. Gortat's got 14, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Here's Satoransky to the left wing. The dish to Mack. Back to Wall. Just 5 on the clock. Off target from outside.
You know, it's been hard for him to find the range this quarter, but I do like his aggressiveness.
And Olynyk gets it to go on the assist by Green. Olynyk's got 11 in the second half. Now Wall. Screen by Smith. Now here's Wall. D right on him. Jacks up a three. The shot by Satoransky, no good. The Celtics shooting not great, 40% for the game. Green passes to Rozier. Wall with the steal. Here's Satoransky. And again, Washington, no good. Boston shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Here's Rozier. He kicks it to Jerebko. There's the screen. And the wide open shot from Green. Gortat with the rebound. Gortat's got 15 rebounds here tonight.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Wizards.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so when you look at the season record, this one will tally up win number 43 on the year.
And on the season, this is going to be their third win in 4 games against this team. A good win, and a lot went into it, but I just like the showing for Gortat. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Jerebko got it. Good job in the low post.
Oh, that pass was right on the money. He'll get a well-deserved high five for that one.
And here's Wall. Screen by Smith. And Wall kicks to Smith. The feed to Gortat. Shot clock at 6. Shoots from 12. Green with the rebound. The Celtics on offense. Young outside. Back to Green. The high post shot. That one, no good. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, Marcin Gortat. Really answered the bell in the fourth quarter. He got into attack mode early. That fired up his teammates. End of story.
He spent a lot of time at the foul line in this game, and that was a big factor for them. He was up in the double digits in terms of free throw attempts. Now that is good, my friend.
Man, I absolutely love what Gortat can do. The Polish Hammer can take over the game. The way he plays the 5 spot, man, boy, this guy has a lot of tools, and we saw it from Mr. Gortat tonight.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Yes.
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.